Hello there, welcome back once again to Retro Anime Realm. Apologies in advance for my voice at the moment, I've got a bit of a sore throat here, but today we shall be talking about the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie and the revelations about the second trailer and all the controversy surrounding that and kind of what my opinions are on it. Now, the reason I don't really do Dragon Ball videos on this channel, despite being such a big fan of it, is because I feel there's some brilliant Dragon Ball YouTubers out there already, like Geekdom and Quaman and all those guys, so that's why I don't really cover Dragon Ball. But when I feel like I have something to express about Dragon Ball, I'll definitely post it on this channel like I'm going to do now about this. And basically what I'm going to be talking about in this video is like my thoughts on and feelings on the whole Bardock situation, and whether it's a good idea that Toriyama has decided to change the canon or not. I'm not afraid to use that word. Whether Toriyama's right to change the canon or not, I think I'll start off by saying that I think it's fair to say that a lot of Dragon Ball fans know that Toriyama's consistently changed the established story, like the canon, ever since he's been making Dragon Ball. There's always been inconsistencies when it comes to the franchise. That's always been the case. I've always been willing to accept that because I've always realised that has always been the way it has been. The canon has always changed, as it were. So I've always been able to understand that. And like, he's a creator and he can kind of do what he wants. He's definitely, allowed to do that. Dragon Ball is his baby, that's for sure. In my opinion, I think the changes that he's made to the whole Bardock story are just really annoying, and it's a shame because I was really looking forward to this Broly movie. Well, I still am. I still think it's going to be really good, actually, even despite what I'm going to say in this video. It's just that I'm disappointed, like I think many fans are, because in my opinion, like the whole Bardock storyline was one of the best parts of like the whole Dragon Ball franchise, in my opinion. I mean, that was such a blast, like, to watch that. And it's a shame now that it's kind of been wiped from the continuity, it seems, with this latest movie. And I know like a lot of it is the same, but it seems kind of watered down, especially when it comes to Bardock. And I know that like the Dragon Ball Minus kind of manga chapter came out before and had all the same stuff. But I think as Geekdom has said in his videos, I think that the fact that it was like a manga chapter at the end of Jekyll the Patrolman, I don't think many people took it seriously or considered it to be a full part of the continuity and somewhat dismissed it to a degree. I think that's fair to say. And now that it's going to be a part of this movie and definitely a part of the continuity, then we know that's the case, that the Bardock History of Goku special has kind of been erased from that, which is a real shame. And my problems with it are basically this. I think that, as I said, the character's been watered down. Like in this version, you don't have, it seems, the rebellion he held against Frieza isn't going to take place. The character seems not as hard and as cold as he was before. He seems like a softer kind of character, more in line with what Goku is, and I think that's a shame because I liked how he was different before, and I think a lot of people did. I don't think he has to be exactly the same as Goku is. What I will say, I do like the inclusion of Goku's mother, Gine. I think that's a really good inclusion, like to finally see her, so I'm not disappointed about that. But I'm just disappointed at a load of these changes, really. A lot of the stuff with him being able to like see the future of his son and all that kind of stuff, I think is a real shame that won't be in it anymore. And it seems like him and his Saiyan group, his group of Saiyan warriors which he had, won't be in it either. And it's just a real shame because I think that special was just so good. In my opinion, that's one of my favourite parts of the whole franchise, and now it's gone, unfortunately, but I think that's something that we'll now have to accept. But I can understand why like a lot of the Dragon Ball fans out there are frustrated about this. It's a bit of a shame. It's making me think, like, as you know, like on this channel, I cover primarily Gundam stuff. I'd say like Gundam and Dragon Ball are like my favorite two anime franchises. And if you kind of look back, I think kind of similar things happened with Tomino and the Gundam franchise. I think there's I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm sure he has like changed the continuity at some points within Gundam also. And he made bad decisions. I mean, look at Retcon Greaster and G, which came out a number of years ago. That has been largely badly received. And with the case of Tomino, like over the years, kind of since like his heyday with Gundam, his quality kind of declined to an extent. And obviously, they're two completely different people. But the fact that Toriyama has basically decided to get rid of this part of the story, to change it in such a way, it's something that, when it comes to Bardock, it's just something like he's changed it into a story which I feel is inferior to the one we had before. Then it makes me think, is Toriyama doing the right thing for the franchise now? Has he reached a point where he's making like bad decisions? I don't know, maybe it comes to the point where kind of the creators of like big franchises like this come to a point where they start meddling with their own creation to such an extent, or start doing things which probably aren't like for the betterment of the franchise. It's kind of hard to me explain. I'm not having a go at Toriyama. I mean, he's completely allowed to do what he wants with this franchise. It's just me putting something hypothetical out there, like for you guys, just to think about, and just want to like my wild thoughts, I guess, that I'm speaking about here. Yeah, so I wonder, like, I hope he hasn't got to the point where he starts jeopardizing like Dragon Ball itself and starts taking all sorts of crazy ideas and starts making all sorts of crazy ideas with it and all that kind of stuff, because that would be bad if he's reached that kind of point, which I think Tomino reached with like the Gundam franchise, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I hope we don't really kind of come to that point. So yeah, that's something which is kind of frustrates me. It's, as I said, Toriyama isn't unknown for doing this with the continuity of Dragon Ball. He's done it so many times. I think people are just frustrated that now it means kind of like the irrelevancy of that History of Bardock special, which so many people loved, and that's just like a crying shame in my opinion. But still, I think it's likely that we're gonna really enjoy the Broly movie. That's for sure. Despite what I've just said in this video, I'm really looking forward to the movie. The trailers look really good. The only thing I'm annoyed about is that kind of continuity change, that canon change, but still, all in all, I'm still very much looking forward to the movie. That's for sure. So yeah, we'll see how good that is. I'm doing this video kind of off the cuff, so I've just kind of remembered a sort of thing here. Maybe they are kind of taking Dragon Ball out of Toriyama's hands a little bit more now. Remember, we've got like kind of that Dragon Ball production team, which was announced kind of like a little while ago. So maybe that is the case. That's just something I remembered here at the end of this video. But yeah, maybe they are preparing for that. I guess Toriyama not being involved so much with the franchise. I guess he hasn't been really, because he's just been sending kind of like story notes over, hasn't he, for the production of Dragon Ball Super. But yeah, I guess we'll see.